Hey Boogie Buds. Okay, so let's get into this middle part ponytail. So I'm sure most of y'all know how tricky it can be finding the middle part. So just take your time, sis. And don't let your anxiety get the best of you. So once you've found your middle part, you want to go ahead and section out both of the two front sections and the back section. And then you want to go ahead and clip those two sections out of the way. So for this particular client, her hair was on the finer side and she did have a lot of flyaways. So the slick stick came in perfect to tame those. So if you've purchased my Ponytail Bible ebook, then you know that my slick stick is the first product that I use. If you haven't purchased it, you should probably pause this video and go ahead and do that. It's only $20 right now and it's very, very, very detailed. I go over 4 different ponytail types in there as well. Okay, so now onto the beeswax. Again, her hair is fine, so we don't need much. Each one of these products serves a very specific function, and they have to be used in the correct order for them to work effectively and not against you. Also, keep in mind that since this is a low ponytail, you want to be very careful with the amount of tension you're putting on the hair. So like with every ponytail, when you start, you want to just use hair ties instead of rubber bands. Up next, we got to use the edge control. Now, all edge control is not created equal. So again, the edge controls that I prefer are also in my ebook as well. Now, we're using all of these products because we're trying to build a foundation, and that foundation needs to be strong and sturdy, okay? This is what's going to help your ponytail last and not cause so much damage to your client's hair. As we know, the main ingredient in most hairsprays is alcohol. That's actually the first ingredient. And so one thing we know about alcohol is that it dries the hair out tremendously. So in order to avoid that, we want to make sure we protect the hair before we use the alcohol. That is where the beeswax comes in at. So keep in mind, anytime that you spray the hair down, you want to make sure you're rubbing that in, and it needs to be a firm rub. All ponytails are not created equal, so these small steps make all the difference in an extremely flawless ponytail and just an okay ponytail. So we're going to spray again, and this time we're going to brush and rub the spray in. Please do not try to do all of this in like one wop. You want to be consistently regathering the ponytail. That's why it's important to use hair ties in the beginning and not rubber bands. Each time you regather the ponytail, it's going to get better, I'm telling you. And also, please do not forget the nape, especially on a low ponytail. You want to make sure your client's head is straight up while you're blow drying and rubbing the product in. This is going to ensure the back doesn't crinkle up when she holds her head straight up at the end. So since parted ponytails have all of these layers and hers is so close to the nape, you don't want to use the thick rubber bands for this. That will surely tear your client's hair off. So since each person is different and each ponytail is different, you kind of have to use your discretion to decide which tools you need for each person. Now moving along to one of the front sections, you want to make sure you're applying the product throughout the top section. This is going to help you mold it all into place later. Parted ponytails are all about the mold, so you really have to take your time. So here we're basically going to do the same things we did in the back, but we're going to do it in the front. This is the time that you're going to mold it and put it exactly where you want it to be, and then you'll build from there. You also want to make sure that you're taking your time when you're at the top, because this is where the edges and the baby hairs are, and it's very easy to swoop those into the ponytail when you're swooping this back. Remember, girl, this is not a race. This is your brand that we're talking about, so don't let anyone pressure you into feeling like you have to rush. So for my parted ponytails, I always make sure I clip my section in place, and I kind of use that as a guide and mold the hair into that. And then I continue to resection as I'm smoothing. This is going to keep the section from moving, and it's going to keep the mold from breaking while you're working. If you know anything about ponytails with parts, this ish gets tricky, sis. So here's an example of me remolding and reclipping. As you can see, the section is right where I want it. So now I just need to refine and finish the mold. From here, once you're done with the mold, you can just simply remove the clip and put the rubber band on. And again, for this part, you want to make sure you're using the thin rubber bands. You really want to make sure you don't have too much going on back there, because they still have to sleep, and then also the neck just moves a lot, so you want to make sure the tension is very minimal in the back. Also, remember, whatever you do to this side, you also need to do to the other side. We want both sides to be identical, sis. So consistency is key here. So now that the section is exactly where I want it, I can spritz and begin to blow dry it into place. Again, make sure that you're rubbing while you're blow drying. My mantra is brush, rub, grip. brush, rub, grip. As long as you keep that in your head while you're doing your ponytail, you will be good to go, sis, I swear. After this, you want to do the other side, and then you want to tie her down using wrap strips. This is so we can set everything in place. If you have a hooded dryer, this is the time to go ahead and sit her under the dryer before you start the braid or ponytail extension. If you don't have a hooded dryer, then you want to go ahead and do her edges, spray her one more time, and wrap her down, and leave the wrap on while you're finishing the ponytail, braid, or extension. This will give the style enough time to set into place. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything from it, please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, share. Also follow my social medias where I post videos and tutorials daily and weekly. And please don't forget to purchase your copy of the Ponytail Bible ebook. There are gems that I drop in there that you will literally only learn by making mistakes. So I'm helping you bypass all of that, sis, and get straight to the goods. The girls have been purchasing and they've been getting phenomenal results. So you're next, sis. Thanks for watching. Bye.